All right, so I'm here in Brea at a new location for a UFC gym, and I'm so happy to be here with the owner, Slava. I came here just kind of nosy to see what was going on with a building that's been empty for as long as I can almost remember since I've been here. And I think everybody's excited that the building across the street is going to be finally filled with something other than Halloween merchandise that they've sold right around the months of November, October, that time. But Slava, so nice to be here with you. Met you just through a text. I answered a Facebook ad, which is very effective, by the way.
We're here together.
It was probably 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and then this UFC ad comes. Hey, do you want a chance to save some money on a membership? And I signed up, and then you sent me a text personally. The owner of the company.
Absolutely.
Not UFC as a whole, but this company coming up. And so what I want to first, Slava, though, is that I think that your story is interesting because you're not originally born here in the United States. Can we talk a little bit about where you're from?
Yeah, actually I'm from Ukraine. So when I came here when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and it's like American dream coming from nothing and then growing into such a company as a UFC and UFC Gym and branding from there. It's definitely something that I'm proud of to be part of this organization for sure.
So what part of your life growing up led you to UFC?
Well, I've been in martial arts ever since I was probably born in the mat, right? I was born in the gi, in the uniform. So I've been competing pretty much all my life. Competed on the national level, on the world-class level. Opened up my martial arts schools in my early 20s, probably even before that. And then started out with one school and then grew to about 5 schools throughout Southern California. And then my students who've been with me for many years actually just bought me out. And then decided to go join the UFC brand, since I've been a UFC fan since the very first one. In 1993, I was actually at the very first UFC event in Denver.
Oh, really?
With only like 40 people in the stands. And now we have gazillion members throughout.
Yeah, I used to be a fan of boxing growing up. Of course, I grew up around Muhammad Ali's time, and that's my memory, sitting down there with my dad on a black and white television set with rabbit ears that had tinfoil on them, watching the fight, the Rumble in the Jungle. I don't know that anybody really saw this UFC style of fighting, this MMA style of fighting, cage match type of thing, until we saw, maybe a movie. I can't think of the movie now, but Mel Gibson, what was that name of that movie? But where they're fighting out in the desert, on the cage with Tina Turner. And then it becomes a reality. Do you remember back in those days when it first began, did people think that they were crazy, that they're really going to do something like a UFC style match?
Yeah, I mean, it was basically, the concept was to see, first of all, the Ultimate Fighting Championship originally was called the Ultimate Fighting Challenge, to see what was the best art out there. Karate versus judo, judo versus boxing, boxing versus taekwondo, and so forth. And then, of course, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came to play, and they changed the whole world. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu basically put themselves on the map, United States and worldwide. And now it's probably, MMA is now the fastest growing sport in the world behind soccer.
Wow. So how does UFC turn into a gym? How did that come about?
Great question. UFC Gym basically has the most prominent and fittest athletes in the world. So the concept came about to have a UFC style fitness level to an everyday person, where you don't have to fight, you don't have to beat up on each other. We all have jobs in the morning, but become that fit level of a UFC fighter.
Right.
Because in our gyms, we don't just exercise, we train. We train to become better. We have the fighting spirit in us. Everybody's got to fight. And that's how the concept came about. And the company's only began in 2009.
Oh, wow.
And we grew literally, we're 40 countries now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we have about 980 gyms in the development. With this kind of flagship location and everybody else, we're going to be probably #1 in the world within a few years.
Right. So I understand that you cater to both men and women, but I just want to talk about men for a minute.
Absolutely.
I do a podcast called Fearless Man Podcast, and one of the goals in that podcast is to help men bring back a level of masculinity that I believe has been missing. I'm not going to bring you into this discussion, but bringing up kids
Yes.
To understand their, to be a warrior spirit. Not that they need to beat up on everybody, because
Correct.
usually with martial arts,
Yes.
one of the things that you learn is restraint, and to walk around proudly so that you don't have to be in a fight. Can you speak to that? Do you see that as one of the hallmarks of the UFC training programs that you have, is that it really helps even kids grow up and understand the importance of being strong, masculine warriors, but not, overly so.
100%. And this is why we have a youth program. We start training children from the age of 6 years old. Sometimes we make exception at 5, but typically 6 years old and up. We train people. It started out as an anti-bullying class, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're definitely about discipline, right? Not about learning how to fight, but how to defend yourself, yet bring the level of, like you mentioned, discipline, so you don't have to fight.
Right.
Like, I've been training for 47 years, and first thing I do is avoid all altercation, right?
Yes.
Even though I'm trained, I will still say, hey, let's go grab a beer together, right? Instead of show my masculinity by fighting.
Right.
That's not masculinity.
Right.
It's the control aspect of it all, is to show, that you're in control of yourself and surroundings around you.
Exactly.
So our kids are basically brought up from 6-year-old up to bring discipline. We take them through different classes, conditioning classes, martial arts classes, and events where they actually compete and they grow with the gym environment.
All right. So maybe we'll come back to this talk, but I think it's important, and I think we'll come back for another interview and talk about that kind of thing. But I want to get to the gym that's getting ready to open. This isn't your first gym. You have other gyms that you've opened, and you have throughout Southern California, and so you have experience. Let's first talk a little bit about what you have out there already and why you chose to do what you're doing here in this location.
Yeah, so my first UFC gym was in Oxnard, California. It's a beautiful gym. We've got 4,000 members over there right now. My other gym was in Glendale, which we recently sold. And I am looking at other locations, as a matter of fact. There's numerous locations in and out of the state. So we're definitely going to be expanding big time. But the one in Brea is deep, close to my heart.
Yep.
Only because when you mentioned that the building was closed for 12 years,
yep.
and I want to bring pizzazz and excitement and entertainment to the community, which is going to help also the merchants around us. But again, this is such an epic building, and I probably saw 30, 40 buildings before I sold this one, and then my heart just stopped, and I said, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
And it's been in the works for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
2 years going. In fact, August is when I found it 2 years ago, and we're already about to open doors in about 2 weeks from now.
So I am a longtime resident of Brea and a business owner in Brea. And it pleases me to see that building finally filled. We know it, I forget, now I can't think of it. What used to be there?
Tower Records.
Tower Records,
Yes,
oh my gosh, I had a
yes.
brain fart for a second. But Tower Records has been there. I remember going there when it was actually Tower Records, but it has been empty. And I know that this area in the downtown area really could use a magnet like a UFC gym, the size of this one.
Yes.
And one of the things you talked about is that there is actually a benefit, I don't know if you could talk about it or not, there's a benefit to members, being a member at this gym and being patronizing the local restaurants.
Oh, of course. So our gym is unlike any other gym, right? We're a community gym.
Yep.
We do a lot of fundraising, we do a lot of events, and we support our local people in the neighborhood, right? All the businesses.
Yep.
So we're expecting to have 1,000 people go through per day.
Wow.
Through the gym, and we basically actually made it beneficial for the merchants around, that they get 20% off through a lot of restaurants in downtown Brea. So not only that, they get fitness as a sense of our gym, but also benefits of the community.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that, and I love this town so much. I don't live here anymore. I live in Yorba Linda now, but
I live in Ventura County.
Yeah, we may be coming back, but I'm so happy. This is a really great town with some great people.
It really is. I live in Ventura County, and I'm actually thinking twice now about moving out here.
You should.
Yeah,
I'd love to be neighbors.
There you go.
I want to talk about the facility of what people can expect to find once they become members here, because that's what sold me. I saw the building, and I was thinking, I live all the way in Yorba Linda. Why would I drive all the way over here?
Yeah.
And once you began to tell me what you're going to offer in this location, it makes the drive worthwhile. So can we talk a little bit about what we're going to find here?
So this is going to be our flagship location, the best of the best.
Yep.
No expenses spared. We got the luxury of Equinox Gym with the UFC Edge.
Oh, wow.
We got a combination of everything.
Yep.
We got everything you could possibly think about. We are actually a performance gym, right? We want everybody to feel good about themselves and the gym itself. So we're offering absolutely everything. We'll be open 24 hours a day. We're the only gym in the area. We'll be open 24 hours a day.
That's great.
We're going to be offering kids and adults classes. We have everything that all the other gyms offer, but they don't offer what we offer. That is, we offer spinning classes, Zumba, yoga, dry sauna, and so forth. But on top of that, we also offer youth program. We often offer MMA classes, conditioning classes. We offer self-defense classes for women, anti-bullying classes for kids, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, you name it.
Wow.
And then
There's a lot of employees.
That's right.
Right? A lot of coaches and employees.
Yes, we're going to have over 50, 60 employees
Oh my
for
gosh.
sure.
Wow.
And we're going to have probably 25, 30 coaches in the building. And all our coaches are certified, not just somebody off the street. We actually take them to a grueling UFC gym certification themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I put a day spa in there that benefits the recovery system, where you have cryotherapy, red light therapy, infrared sauna, tanning, you name it, we have it. It's going to be the biggest one in the country at this point. And that's part of the membership base that we're offering.
I'm really looking forward to the cryotherapy.
Cryotherapy,
yes. I don't know why I can't say that. Because at 62, I still am going to be playing ice hockey.
Absolutely.
I have 6 kids. I play lacrosse with my sons who all play lacrosse. And I have a few little aches and pains here and there.
Yes.
Not because I'm old.
That's right.
But can you explain a little bit about that cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is basically, it's got a lot of benefits. It's basically 21st century ice bath, right? You don't get hypothermia with cryotherapy versus ice bath, but it's got a lot of benefits. Your immune system goes up. You hardly ever get sick because you're basically in there for 2-3 minutes at minus 160 degrees. Right. So yeah. So what happens is your body goes into a defense mechanism because of the cold, right? So all your organs, your liver, your kidney, your heart, suck up all your blood for those 3 minutes. And once you come out to a room temperature, brand new blood splashes out. So you don't have any more aches and pains, right? You don't feel that anymore. You suddenly can touch your toes. The tendonitis is gone. But there's a lot of other benefits to it, right? Testosterone level for men goes through the roof. Right, your dopamine level goes through the roof.
Back to masculinity.
That's right. So that's why a lot of police officers they use the cryotherapy before their shifts, so to be alert all day long without getting tired.
Oh wow!
And the next thing is it actually burns 350 to 500 calories per 3 minutes. That's an hour and a half on a treadmill in 3 minutes time.
That's fantastic.
So basically, if you think about it, without doing anything, you lose about 40 pounds a year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. I had to go on a carnivore diet, lost 17 pounds on a carnivore diet.
That's fantastic.
I want to go back to eating some cookies.
I'd rather go to carnivore. I'll take my steak.
Right.
For sure.
You also have a little bar, a nutrition bar that you're going to have there?
We have a nutrition bar which is basically going to get you your protein intake, right? We have our own recipes for protein shakes. We have prep meals. So if you're running late, going to work, we have your tri-tips, your enchiladas, your salmons. We're going to be
really?
Yes, we're going to have prep meals there, and of course the heart of our gym is the Octagon.
Yes, I was just going to talk about
the
that.
Octagon is our heart and soul of the gym, where people train in their one-on-one training, group classes, and so forth, and the kids love it too.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So I noticed where you put it. We're going to show a video of the pre-construction. I just went in there and took some video of where it's going to be, and then above that, you're going to have like a little viewing area because you have a hole cut in the floor of the upper stairs, where you can lean up, and there's going to be lights and that kind of stuff. That's really a great idea.
Yeah. We got an observation deck basically surrounding the Octagon, so people can actually watch and get curious and going to try to join those classes. Absolutely. We're going to have events in there. We're going to have tournaments. We have contests and so forth.
Yep. And you said you're going to have a viewing area for out-of-town UFC fights? Is that
yes? We have what's called our fight nights, right? Party, where basically we have a 16-foot video wall, and we offer free pay-per-view events to all our members. We're going to put out chairs. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have a party. We have tacos. We're going to have all kinds of food.
Yep.
And basically have a party going.
Well, I can tell I'm super excited. I'm so thankful for you giving me like a little look at everything as it's being built. it's amazing. The video you saw or are looking at you're saying that from where we can see it now, in 10 days from this video being taken, it's going to be done?
Yes.
You really think so?
I know so. I signed the contract. I know so. I'm on the
I
hook.
cannot wait. I'm so happy. I thought I was going to have to wait like a month or two.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm so
equipment's
excited.
actually coming in already next Saturday, next Monday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're coming along.
All right.
And then with our memberships also, you are able to use any gym that we have nationwide, including worldwide. We just opened up one in Bolivia, Israel, Germany. We have other gyms that are coming to worldwide.
That's fantastic.
Anywhere you go, you'll be able to join the gym.
Wow. So, my friends, this is there's so much to talk about. I don't even think we scratched the surface. But on Brea Boulevard, the old Tower Records building, for you, those of you that live in the area, you've all seen it. It's a very distinct building at the intersection of Birch and Brea Boulevard. Is the building itself. That's not where you go and sign up, but you go across the street on Brea Boulevard, and you'll see the building and the flags and the easy ups that are out front. Come over here and sign up. I took advantage of it. Again, a Facebook post drew me in. Came in here and met Slava, who sent me the text message, and I really appreciate that. Everybody here has been fantastic. You got great people working for you. I love that. That's always a seller for me. And there's no reason why you shouldn't come here. Again, I don't live like right next door. I'm going to make the drive to be
Beautiful.
here.
I appreciate that.
I can't wait for the festivities. But I'm going to come back. I hope that Slav will allow me to come back and do some other videos. We're going to make some training videos for my son who's teaching lacrosse and that kind of stuff, so I'd like that opportunity to do that too. But let you know and keep you up to date as to what's happening here, and then even announce any of the upcoming events you might have.
Yes,
that would be
we have
great
them
for
all
us
the
to do
time.
that.
Absolutely.
All right. Slava, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. I love what you're doing here. Glad to meet you, and
Thank you.
And we'll be looking forward to talking
Gotta play
to you
ice hockey too.
in the future. Yes. All right, my friends. We'll see you back in the studio.